The topic of food has always been one of great interest. For instance, is the sugar and sweet bun white or brown? Should tofu pudding be sweet or salty? Should dumplings be dipped in vinegar or soy sauce? What's more important is, as the elderly often say, human is iron as if the food is steel. Miss a meal and hunger you'll feel. As mentioned in a certain classic text, Master Someone once said, I examine myself 3 times a day. What to eat in the morning, what to eat at noon, what to eat in the evening. Eating is not just a major event in the life of foodies. Ensuring the food sufficiency and safety of an entire country is an endeavor comparable to defending the world. And what we're talking about here is indeed the issue of food security. As vast as Chinese territory, its food security index ranks it as moderate. For the nation to maintain food security, food reserves are a critical safeguard. Food reserves, simply put, refers to stockpiling surplus food for future consumption. The production and harvest of food are seasonal, but we must not forget that natural disasters can lead to crop failures. And we consume food daily, with additional needs during special periods for disaster relief and war preparation. Without food reserves, there would be a contradiction between food supply and demand. Therefore, when there's a bumper harvest, buying and storing excess food from the market can meet future needs, prevent the devaluation of food from harming farmers, and protect the interests of both farmers and consumers. In times of poor harvest, releasing stored food can meet the needs for disaster relief and war preparation, stabilize food prices, and maintain market order. It's evident that food reserves are closely linked to social harmony and national stability. Did not the master also once say, "A nation without a 9-year reserve is inadequate. Without a 6-year reserve is an emergency. Without a 3-year reserve is no longer a nation." It is recorded that as far back as the Xia dynasty, over 4,000 years ago, there was already a system of food storage system. By Han Dynasty, the state began to actively build storage facilities, and the Changping Cang, ever-normal granary, designed by Emperor Xuan of Han, became the main storage system used by subsequent feudal dynasties. In 585 AD, Emperor Wen of the Sui dynasty created the Yicang charity granary, a kind of civilian-owned granary in addition to the official granary. The Yicang was specifically for local disaster relief and aid. During the Tang Dynasty, Emperor Taizong revised the storage system, replacing the traditional voluntary contributions with a land tax levy. In 1529, the central government of the Ming Dynasty ordered the establishment of rural granaries in each province, requiring taxpayers to deposit a proportionate amount of grain based on their land tax. After the Xinhai Revolution in 1911, which led to the fall of the Qing government, the granary reserves were sold off by 1912. And the system was never effectively restored, being abandoned throughout the Republic of China period. From the founding of the People's Republic of China until the reform and opening up, China basically established a food reserve system mainly comprising disaster relief reserves, military reserves, turnover reserves, and rural collective reserves. In 1990, the state established a special food reserve system, establishing a 3-level management system at central, provincial, and county levels, including strategic reserves, backup reserves, and turnover reserves. The strategic reserves were mainly used for national emergencies such as wars, ensuring the normal operation of the national economy and meeting defense and military needs. Backup reserves were for responding to natural disasters and accidents, ensuring the livelihood of the people. Turnover reserves mainly maintained the food supply of ordinary residents and facilitated planned grain allocation. In 2000, to address issues of poor local grain reserve management, inaccurate inventory, and inefficient dispatch when needed, it was decided to merge the original 3 types of reserves into the Central Grain Reserve, which was entrusted to the China Grain Reserves Corporation by the State Council, initiating a vertical management system. What if there is not enough food reserve? Emulate Bear Grylls and eat everything imaginable? Let's leave that as Plan C. Without sufficient food reserves, a country has to rely heavily on imports to alleviate food shortages. However, if a large country with a population of over 1 billion counts on food imports to solve its food crisis, it would inevitably cause panic, raise international grain prices, and lead to predictable consequences. This clearly shows that food reserves are necessary, and having ample food reserves is even more essential. Haven't we all seen how we rush to the supermarket to stock up on food even before our snacks run out? In the future, China's food reserve system will continue to evolve and improve, playing a protective role in adapting to the new strategic needs of food security in the new era. Certainly, this is also for the safety of the people and the country. After all, this is China, a country celebrated for its rich culinary heritage.